There's this idea that knowledge can be lost, right? Buried, silenced, forgotten for centuries. But what if it can't ever be truly destroyed? Well, there's a story that proves it, and it's all tied to one of the most sacred places on Earth. Okay, take a look at this. This is the Mahabodhi Temple. And believe it or not, for more than 600 years, this incredible building was just gone, lost to the world. I mean, literally swallowed by the jungle, buried under layers of sand and rubbish. Its entire history was on the brink of being wiped out. So that's the big question, isn't it? How on earth do you rebuild a masterpiece like this when the blueprints, the original plans, have vanished from memory? The answer? Well, it's an amazing story about how wisdom always finds a way to survive. And to get that answer, we've got to go way back, all the way to the very beginning, to a prince named Siddhartha and his quest to understand, well, the meaning of everything. So after realizing that extreme self-denial wasn't getting him anywhere, Prince Siddhartha embraced what we now call the middle way. He accepted some food, sat down beneath a Bodhi tree, and made this incredible vow. He was not going to move until he found the truth. And it was right here that he became the Buddha, the enlightened one. That exact spot where he sat, it has a name, the Vajrasana, or the Diamond Throne. And this wasn't just any old place. In Buddhist tradition, this spot was considered the navel of the earth, the indestructible center of the whole universe, the only place strong enough to bear the weight of such incredible wisdom. And so, for the next 1,000 years, this exact spot, marked by a stunning temple, became a huge beacon of knowledge for the entire world. Let's just track how it grew for a second. It all kicks off in the 3rd century BCE when the Emperor Ashoka builds the very first shrine. Then, fast forward to the 5th or 6th century CE, and boom, the massive brick temple that we recognize today goes up. By the 12th century, this was the place to be, a global pilgrimage site drawing people from China, Sri Lanka, Tibet, all over Asia. And this is where a really important and kind of unexpected character enters our story: the souvenir. Yep, a souvenir. See, visitors would take home these little detailed models of the temple. At the time, they probably seemed totally insignificant, just a memento. But trust me, these small objects were holding the key to the temple's entire future. But then, things took a turn. Just as fast as this beacon of knowledge lit up the world, it was about to be snuffed out. The world was about to enter a long, dark period of great forgetting. I mean, just look at the difference here. It's absolutely staggering. On one side, you see the temple in total ruins back in the 19th century, just a ghost of what it once was. And on the other, the restored temple. So what happened? Well, back in the 13th century, waves of invasions swept through India. Great centers of learning, like the legendary Nalanda University, were completely destroyed. A real dark age for knowledge was starting to fall over the region. We actually have this harrowing eyewitness account from a Tibetan monk named Dharmaswamin who visited in 1234. He described the place as totally desolate, abandoned. He found only 4 monks left. And in a desperate attempt to save what they could, they'd actually bricked up the main door to hide the sacred Buddha statue, even painting a different deity on the new wall to trick the invader. After that, pretty much silence. For hundreds of years, the Diamond Throne, the navel of the world, was buried under sand and trash. The temple crumbled, and the jungle just took it back. The memory of what it even looked like started to fade away from the world. But knowledge is a stubborn thing. It's resilient. So now, let's jump forward to the 19th century, when the Great Rediscovery begins. Which brings us right back to our central puzzle. Archaeologists had found the site again, but it was a wreck. The upper tower had completely collapsed. How could they possibly restore it accurately? So archaeologists, guys like Alexander Cunningham, started to dig. And deep down, under centuries of debris, they made an incredible discovery. The original polished sandstone diamond throne. The one placed there by Emperor Ashoka over 2,000 years earlier. It was perfectly preserved. The physical truth of the place was still there, just waiting. This was an amazing find, but it didn't solve the mystery of the tower's design. The blueprint was still missing until they found it, and not in some scroll or book, but in the hands of pilgrims who had been gone for centuries. And this was it, the solution. The restorers found those little clay and stone models that pilgrims had taken home as souvenirs. These tiny replicas, scattered all across Asia, had perfectly preserved the temple's exact architectural design. A humble memento turned out to be the lost blueprint, allowing them to rebuild the Mahabodhi Temple to its former glory. Incredible, right? So what does this incredible story really teach us? It proves a really powerful lesson that true wisdom, true knowledge, is never actually destroyed. Let's just break it down. First, the physical truth, the diamond throne, was still there, buried but intact. Second, the architectural knowledge survived, preserved in those miniature souvenir models. And third, the story itself was remembered, thanks to the written accounts of pilgrims like Dharma's famine. Knowledge survived on 3 different fronts at once. And because of that resilience, today, the Mahabodhi Temple stands tall again. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, it's a vibrant center of pilgrimage once more, and it's a powerful symbol of knowledge that simply refuses to be erased. If you take one thing away from all this, let it be this idea. Buildings can fall, libraries can burn, and history can be actively suppressed. But the core truth, like that indestructible diamond throne, it's still there. It remains firm, just waiting to be uncovered by those who are curious enough to look for it. Kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other knowledge, what other truths are buried all around us, just waiting in some unexpected form, like a simple souvenir, for us to rediscover? What forgotten wisdom is out there waiting for you?